Hi, this is Roman.
And Angel.
And Nora, the editor.
And you're listening to Cinema Strolls.
The film podcast about forming an opinion and regretting it later.
Or not.
Or not.
So, we just watched a double feature of Richard Linklater's Before Sunset and Before Sunrise. Which one of the two has
Before Sunrise has the anniversary.
A 30-year anniversary. Awesome. I mean, we love these films. I mean, especially the second one.
Yeah.
I think in one of our previous episodes I mentioned how certain movies I kind of take for granted, so it's difficult for me to talk about. And Before Sunset is definitely one of those films. Also, it feels perfect, so I don't even know how to be critical about it. But I think we both love the second one.
Yes. What we can do is, given that it's a double bill, we can compare. We can elaborate our feelings on two. We are both very partial to the second one.
Yeah, but the first one is nice as well. And I remember I watched the second one first, I think, and then I watched the first one to get a better read on the characters. And at the time I was the same age as they were in the first film, so I definitely connected more to the first film on a sort of personal experience sort of level, because I was the same age as the characters, and now we're both older than they were in the second film. So I definitely, even more than before, like I was always able to tell that the second one is the better film. Now I even relate to it more than the first one.
An interesting experience. It's interesting that you've seen the second one first. How did that come about, do you remember?
Well, I watched Waking Life first, and the two characters of Jesse and Celine appear in Waking Life. And then I watched, based on recommendation, I watched the one that had the better review from Roger Ebert. So I watched the second one, and I still got it. Like, I didn't feel like I was missing too much.
Yeah.
And then I watched the first one, but I think I did it in the span of a single day, back in the day.
I don't
Should
remember.
we talk about the plot a little bit? Because
yeah, sure. So let's start with the first one.
I'm going to assume that people who clicked on this probably know what the films are about, but we should talk about the plot for sure.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with Before Sunset, which is the first one, 1995. It's the one, I remember seeing this one first and shortly after watching the second one.
Okay.
And
but they both had already come out when you...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so...
Long after.
Yeah.
Maybe not long after.
Well, the second one is 2004, so...
Maybe 2007
is when you watched
2008.
both of them. Yeah, probably the same for me. 2008 might actually be exactly when I watched both of these.
Feels right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story is two young people, a French woman and an American man, meet on a train.
On the way to Vienna.
On the way from Budapest to Paris, I think.
Yeah, and they decide...
They strike a conversation. Yeah. There's, some sparks flying. And so Jesse, the man...
played by Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke's character, spontaneously offers Julie Delpy's character, Celine, to jump off the... not jump off, get off the train.
Get off the train when the train stops in Vienna.
Yeah.
And he convinces her to go on a walk with him, basically.
Yeah. And they do, and...
they hook up, they kiss, and then they start having a series of conversations.
It takes time, though. It starts with the conversation.
Yeah, it's always...
and little by little, you see the sparks flying, you see the moment of them falling in love, and then having to reckon with the fact that they don't know anything about each other, and maybe they will never see each other again. But it's clear that this interaction is very meaningful for both of them.
Yeah.
And the first film is kind of like My Dinner with Andre, but you have the additional element of seeing two people falling in love and not just having a random conversation.
In a nice city while you're
in a beautiful city, yeah.
It's a very scenic film.
Yeah, and it feels a lot like Slacker. It feels like a lot like Linklater's earlier films.
It has a little. It's actually only his third film, and it actually has a few moments that remind me of Slacker. You cut to different characters. You get little snippets of other people's conversations.
Yep.
Almost feeling like, okay, there's other people in their own film. Interestingly, this version that we just watched had subtitles for the foreign language sections.
which I've never
I'm pretty sure every other version that I've watched before
skipped that.
didn't have subtitles.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
So basically, you end up, I mean, assuming that you speak English, this way you sort of identify more with the two characters because neither of them are from Vienna.
Yeah, none
They're
of them
foreigners
speak
and-
German,
yeah.
so you're as lost as them
Exactly.
in this foreign city.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting feeling.
I mean, I didn't lose anything from the subtitles. Some of the little sort of conversations that happened between people were funny. So
Yeah.
it builds a world. It builds. There's a lot more characters in the first film than in the second one.
Yeah.
And the second one is just focused on them, the two of them.
Yeah, and the spanning of time is much more different as it
Yes, the second film takes place pretty much in real time,
Yeah, which is
what makes it on a directorial way.
a lot more impressive.
From a directorial perspective, it's a lot more impressive.
And much more engaging, I feel. Because the first one is very vibey. It's very, just taking in this experience. It's very, I say it's kind of like My Dinner with Andre, but you have the actual plot and the plot is them falling in love. This is the tension. This is the thing that's keeping you other than just musing about life, which is...
Yeah, and you want to find out what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
you get invested in these characters.
And they are very likable characters.
And they have great chemistry together.
Certainly, I've never seen. I mean, I like Ethan Hawke as an actor a lot. Maybe I should check out more of his work. But this is the best for me he's ever been, like in this series of films. I love the chemistry between the two of them. I think, especially in the second one, I think the acting is
It's great.
so impressive, especially considering that there's a lot of sort of long dialogue conversations happening on moving vehicles. There's a section in the second film, but even in the first one, they meet on a train and the train is actually moving.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens. What happens if you mess up a line in the second film when they're on the boat?
I guess you just cut.
You just cut and then what? You reset the boat?
I don't know.
I think
guess
geographically the movie was pretty stuck to reality. I think I'm not sure.
I think so. I'm sure they kind of calculated how long it would
Yeah, and
take
they
in
probably
real time.
compress space a little bit.
I'm sure they do, and they not only compress, but do the opposite. What's opposite compress?
Stretch.
They stretch time. You can tell there's a cut or two where you can actually see where things don't exactly add. But
Sometimes the lighting doesn't match up perfectly.
No, but nobody cares.
No, nobody
But
cares.
You're so invested in. This is something I find interesting. Why does? I mean, I like the first one. It's never been my favorite. It's my least favorite of the three.
I think the first. I mean, I'm not sure what sort of life the first film had before the second one came out, but this is a case where you need both films. You need the second one for the first one to be. Like, I need this to be a journey. The second film feels more like an ending. It could have ended there. And so it's even more impressive that they actually managed to do a pretty good third one. But we can talk about that later. But I'm not sure I would have cared about the first film if the second one didn't exist.
This is my feeling. I saw the first one. I know it's a very beloved film. And it's a nice film, but I never connected to it.
But
Even
was it
when I
beloved before the second one came out?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Why would they do a second one?
Because they could, because I mean,
I know,
Ethan
there's
Hawke
a
is
lot of
famous.
love for the first film,
I
even
guess.
before the sequel came out. But
Doesn't
when I
feel like
saw
a-
it,
yeah,
even
sorry.
though I was kind of at that age, it was nice, it was vibey, I liked the chemistry, I liked them, but I never connected to it that much.
Yeah, I did. I connected with. I mean, I'm embarrassed to admit how much I connected to him in particular, and so many of his dumb musings I've used in my own life. So much. I was actually shocked watching it now, just how much I've actually stolen from this film, not in other films in my life. Like how many times I've actually said little things that come straight from him, and her. I was also a big fan of Waking Life. I'm not sure I'm as big a fan of Waking Life now as I used to be.
It was very impressive when I saw it.
Yeah. We should, before we elaborate more, let's also describe the premise of the second one.
The second one is it's 9 years later, and the movie was shot 9 years later.
The first one ends on them sort of after promising that, after agreeing that they shouldn't meet again. The first one ends on them saying, "Wait, this is bullshit. We should definitely meet again," but they don't have time to make a a good plan. They do this dumb thing of not giving each other any contact information.
Well, they kind of do it on purpose because they're afraid of if they do give each other any contact, it will just fizzle out.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So it's very
we can talk about
intentionally.
how the film would never happen nowadays.
Yeah,
How,
that's
but
true.
we can talk about it later. So they agreed to meet 6 months later on the same spot.
Yeah, at the same day, on the same spot, at around the same time, and the movie ends open-ended. We have no idea what happened. Did they meet?
Yeah.
You kind of left on your own to imagine what happened to those characters. So before sunset starts 9 years later, and Jesse's character has written a book about the night that he and Celine had.
Inspired or based, a fictionalized, I would assume. Probably not one beat by beat the same story, but
I feel it's very much beat by beat kind of. It's the impression I get from the way it's described and the way they talk about it. But anyway.
He's written a book and it's actually a bestseller.
And it's a bestseller, and he's in Paris and he's given some talk at a little bookstore. And it's funny because it's very meta because they start talking about the book, but it's also about the first film. And people want to know what happened. Did they meet again?
Yeah, he's coy about it.
Yeah, he's coy. He's deflecting. It's fiction, and then it's left to your interpretation. He doesn't really want to get into it
Because obviously they didn't meet. But then
yes, you pretty immediately kind of feel that the things didn't happen the way you would, the most optimistic and romantic viewers would like to happen. But then, out of the blue,
she's there.
Celine's there.
Yeah.
And they meet again for the first time in 9 years, and they start talking. And the question of what happened. Did you go to the?
Yes.
Did you go to Vienna?
This is why I love this film so much. It's the very premise of it is very cinematic. It's very. It's a movie premise. Oh, he wrote a book, okay, and now she finds him because of the book. It's not necessarily. I mean, it's not unrealistic, but it's a little bit sort of. It's a contrivance, but everything else is so realistic, and I'm so impressed by how, even the little things of like. The small talk they have at the beginning, the awkwardness, and like a different movie would have him give a way bigger reaction. A different film would have him give a way bigger reaction to seeing her.
Yeah, everything's so subtle.
It's super subtle. You can see how much is left unsaid at first. You can see
them deflecting, then
trying to be funny about it. Yeah, trying to minimize the impact of what happened.
Yeah,
and then. Because he has to catch a plane, there's this almost like a ticking time bomb element to the film.
But you gotta catch a plane. And
yeah,
I got time.
Yeah, and it's all in real time.
Which blew my mind when I was like 17 or 18. And so
yeah, it's so well done. And then I don't even want to spoil the ending because for those who are listening to us right now who haven't seen this film, or maybe if you don't remember it, watch it again. The ending of the second film is perfect.
It is might be my favorite ending of any film ever.
Really? Wow.
Honestly.
That's high praise.
I know it's high praise.
I will say this about...
I always get very emotional at the ending of this.
I will say this about the film overall. I take for granted how much I love this film. It's like one of those things where, as I was watching it, I was like, oh wait, this is one of my favorite films ever. And it's weird that I don't watch it as often as I rewatch some of the more stylish and bombastic films that I like. But this is like a consistent part of my life. This is like part of my personal canon.
How many times have you seen this film? The second one in particular?
Probably a lot. Probably around 10, to be honest. It's it's up there.
Okay.
I've shown it to people. I've watched it myself several times. So yeah, definitely I've seen it a lot of times.
This is my second time seeing this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't really rewatch movies as much as I do.
don't. I'm always afraid that if I see a movie a second time, especially a film that I feel like very personally attached to emotionally, I'm always afraid that if I see it a second time, it will kind of diminish and dispel the magic in a way. So some of my favorite films of all time I've only seen once, and I'm very hesitant to see them again.
I don't mind reliving and living in this.
Actually, no. I've caught this on TV once, and I've only seen the ending.
Okay.
Because it was
perfect.
Around the end, and it was the perfect ending again. But I haven't seen the whole film.
I'll tell you what I've
seen the first time.
I'll tell you what I've only seen once is the third film.
Me too.
And
No, I've seen it twice because it was on TV again.
Okay.
And I
Well,
think I saw
pretty
something-
sure I will like it more on a second watch, and I'm kind of bummed that we didn't have a third screening, although we would probably be tired by now. But I think it's, from what I remember from the third film, because the big difference with the third film is that they've actually spent the subsequent 9 years after the second film.
They spent them together.
Yeah, and that's a big change actually for what the first film and the second film are, because in the first two films you know these people about as much as they know each other. And then in the third film, for the first time, they have more information than the viewer.
Yeah.
It's a completely different dynamic.
Yeah, between the viewer and them
Exactly.
as well.
What I remember from the third film was, because they go to Greece and they're sort of walking around, and he's there with his son from his previous marriage. What I remember is that the spark was gone.
Yeah.
From the dialogue, but that's because the spark is kind of gone from their relationship.
And it's funny, sorry, but I need to
Yeah.
add this. The first one starts when Jesse proposed to Lynn to get off the train with him in Vienna. He kind of says, in 20 years,
Yes,
you'll be with the
yes,
guy,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it will
yeah.
be, the magic will be lost, and you
Yeah.
will be thinking about other men. And
This is an opportunity for you to think back
yes,
and to see, okay, maybe I didn't really miss out on that much. So ironically, now in the third film, they're in a relationship that's not necessarily dying, but
something has faded for sure, and they can both.
and we
be-
as viewers kind of learn more about it as
which is a serious gamble for.
oh yeah, it's such a
for
big gamble,
writer,
and then the
because
film comes to life
at the very end.
at the very end when they start the argument scene in the hotel,
Yeah.
which might be the bulk of the film. And I remember really liking it.
It's great.
I need to rewatch it to see if I would still feel the same way.
It is very good.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the first two. I think there are many reasons why the second one is better. The way it plays
Then the
with
first
time.
one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The way it's shot. I mean, it's shot okay, but it's mostly the fact that we have this steady cam. You walk with them through the city in real time. It's much more dynamic, but also the dialogue is much more punchy.
Yeah.
And they're completely different characters. Like 9 years has changed them fundamentally.
Because they've grown, yeah.
Because they've grown, and because
It's only natural that you would like this film more than the one about the teenagers. Well, not
Sure.
teenagers, but like, people in their 20s.
Yeah, sure. Well, it depends on the person. But one thing I think it's the big reason why the second one is much better is because this time the actors were also involved in writing the screenplay.
Yeah.
And you can feel it immediately.
Yeah, I don't know how much time they spent. I think there's interviews that I've watched where they talk about like the amount of time that they sort of
I
spent
know there
together.
were different versions, and it took a long time to figure out what should be the continuation of those character stories. But the point is, the first one was Linklater working with another writer based on some experiences of his own. It's kind of semi-biographical.
I mean, apparently that's what our friend Stefan, who introduced the film, said. I actually didn't know that. I never knew that this was actually based on a personal experience. That
I
Linklater-
think I've heard it's inspired by something like that. I don't think it's that much. I don't know how actual biographical, semi-biographical is, but it was inspired by an actual event.
Okay.
But you can feel the moment that the actual actors get involved,
Gets much better.
it gets much better.
Yeah, and then
Their
rightfully
acting
they-
evolves because they're much more engaged with their characters. And the tone of the film changes. The tone of the film is, because they're older, they're a bit more cynical, they're a bit more coy, they're a bit more protective of themselves. The first one is them just opening up to each other and sharing sometimes like just random thoughts they have at this moment. And it feels like
and
you're
some of
getting
it
to
hasn't
know
aged
them.
well. Some of it is a bit cringy.
Well, but they're young, so it's okay for them to be cringe. Cringe is kind of baked into the experience of being like 23.
Oh yeah, it's very difficult to criticize the writing in terms of like it being bad because, well, no, like when you're young, you kind of say cringy stuff sometimes,
Yeah. One thing I would say is I very much like how they both, in the second one, they not only act different, they look different. Like you have Ethan Hawke in the 90s and he's very sexy with his greasy hair and he's much more of a...
Okay, I think objectively he's sexier in the second one.
No, I don't think so. I think he's kind of a schlub in the second one.
Really?
Like with this stringy hair.
I think he's a schlub now. I think in the second one, oh anyway, that's like a matter of opinion, I guess. But
Yeah, I think he's much more of a schlub in the second one. The first one, he's kind of a bum and he has like a hole in his sweater.
yeah.
But there's kind of a grungy thing maybe he looks very much like his character in Reality Bites in some way.
Maybe. Yeah, definitely a grungy feel to their costumes in the first one.
And in the second one, I don't know, there's something about him that's kind of off. Like the haircut is kind of off. He's a lot more, skinnier. He's kind of...
Well, he's a writer who got successful just recently, and he's probably tried to look the part of...
there's thought in the fact that he looks and he feels and he acts different. Because, he is different. Things have happened to this person and to her as well. She's very different. She's much more neurotic. There's much more bleakness, and she's
much more disappointed in life.
And in the first one, you have this scene with the palm reading, and they talk about magic and stuff, and she's much more open to those kind of the spirituality and stuff like that. And she has completely lost this.
This is something that I noticed for the first time. He actually mentions in the first film. He says, "Do you believe in reincarnation?" And she openly sort of says, "Yes, that's interesting."
And now she's
in the second one, and obviously they don't remember that they talked about that, I think. But he says, "Do you believe in reincarnation?" And she says, "No," outright. Like she's like a completely different sort of person.
Yeah, and slowly it gets to her admitting that in many ways the reason she's a completely different person is because of the night they had.
Or the memory of it, or
something broke
snapped.
both of them.
Yeah,
because things didn't
work out.
Yeah, and it's very emotional for me. And she's in the car when she opens up, when they both open up, kind of about how horrible their lives kind of are, and the masks are finally off.
Yeah,
and they're flirting, they're playing around, they're deflecting things as their meeting is approaching its end. Masks are finally off and they can finally admit how they felt. I mean, he talks about how he wished that she did show up because it turns out that he went there, she wasn't there because she had some reasons.
Yeah,
I was never sure if she's lying in this moment or not, but I guess not.
I don't think so.
Watching it now because we see the pictures of the grandma. Anyway, yeah.
But her grandma died, and basically the funeral was the same day that they were supposed to meet.
Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Well, you were talking about masks are off towards the end.
Towards the end, masks are off, and she says she's unhappy, and in many ways she's unhappy because of the memory of this perfect moment they had together.
Well, also...
And he's unhappy because things didn't go
and
the way he hoped.
He's in a marriage he regrets, but he has a kid he loves. And
yeah. So, just grown-up shit happening to you and you having to deal with it. And there's a lot about romantic disillusionment and how at some point you gotta kind of just behave like an adult and dispel with romantic notions, but they always have this great thing that happened to them at the back of their minds. Maybe not torturing them, but, them both being unable to shake it off.
And in the first film, the ticking clock of the first film is they have to say goodbye to each other, and they sort of convince themselves that this is okay. And then the ticking clock of the second film is he has to leave, and through most of it, they're sort of convincing themselves that it's cool that we just met. It's chill. Let's exchange contact. It's good that we got this out in the open. We are adults now. It's we can say goodbye like adults. But obviously, it's going towards the ending that it goes towards. And you could say that they decide not to be grown-ups in that sense. They decide to follow their hearts.
Yeah.
And conveniently, they're both miserable. That's the thing. So it's not like he's going to ruin a happy marriage.
Yeah. And of course, the kicker of the third one is that they're together, but
so what happens when you actually are together? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's their work.
Exactly.
You gotta put in the work. They were kind of. I do regret that not seeing the third one now, because I'm sure there will be like lines
little
of dialogue that mirror each other. Yes, exactly. Because now he talks about how he feels like he's running a daycare with a friend or somebody he used to date.
Yeah.
And how what is love and his feelings about love have changed, and it's kind of like just pick somebody and try to love him. And it's how he feels about his wife in the second one. And now chickens are coming home to roost in some ways.
I guess.
But of
we
course,
should really
the
catch
third
up with
one.
we should catch up with the third one and maybe talk about it more as a side thing in some future episode, because just going off of memory, I don't want to talk about it too much because I might be misremembering certain parts. I just know that it's good, and this
It is good.
trilogy
and the
as a
ending is very
whole
strong.
is probably one of the best trilogies ever made. It's amazing
It's
the work.
very consistent.
It's incredibly consistent.
It's kind of hard to not talk about the ending, though. I mean, can we just put a spoiler warning and talk about and gush
Sure,
about the
okay.
ending a little bit?
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Okay, so throughout the second film, from pretty much the moment they meet, you have this ticking clock of, he has a flight to catch. And several times she's like, he wants to continue talking to her, and she's like, okay, but we shouldn't because you're gonna miss your flight. And he's like, oh, I got time, I'm just gonna spend in the airport. So at the end, little by little, they walk around, they get on the boat. His driver is supposed to take him to the airport, picks her up so they can drop her off to her place. Then he asks
He wants to walk her to
he
her.
wants to walk her to her apartment.
Yeah.
Then he gets up because she promised to play a song for him, and he's in her apartment. And this is interesting. I remember one thing I didn't like the first time I saw the film was the song, like the waltz she sings for him. So it was kind of cringy. It worked a lot better for
Is
me
it
now.
cringy in a bad way?
It didn't work for me. It was kind of clumsy, but I think clumsy is the point.
Oh yeah, she's not like a hidden
Yeah, I
musical
know, I know.
talent. Neither
Actually,
are we
I
led to
w- I-
believe he's an amazing writer, to be honest. I
I
mean,
know.
these are just normal people.
They kind of talk about this in the third
Yeah,
film, but
yeah.
anyway, I really like her voice this time around. And I found it a lot more emotional now, the song. This kind of, clumsy little song she kind of wrote for herself, not expecting she will ever play it for. And of course, then we have the moment which is the whole film is building towards. He's on her couch, she's talking about Nina Simone, and
She's doing a reenactment
she's
of,
doing an impersonation of,
of seeing her live in concert,
and how she behaved.
how she talked to the audience.
Yes, and for the last time she says, you're gonna miss your flight. And
Well,
he's-
she says it kind of in the Nina Simone voice that she's
Yes.
doing. She says, "Baby, you're gonna miss that flight," and he says,
I
"I
know."
know," and then fade to black. Perfect.
It's perfect.
Of course, it's one of the best endings ever.
It is one of the best endings ever. It is might be my favorite ending of anything ever. I just get this silly smile on my face. I always get a bit teary-eyed. It just emotionally, it always just kind of grabs me. And you're left to interpret. Did he know it from the moment he saw her? Did it kind of evolve
Was
with
it
the
a plan?
conversation?
Yeah.
Was that his plan all along?
Yeah.
Was he like, no, this time I'm not gonna let you go. This time I'm gonna miss my opportunity. And
Yeah, it's the perfect ending to the film.
It's the
There's no
perfect-
other ending that could work for the film.
yes,
It's like the one perfect ending to the film.
it is. It is. Everything's perfect. And talking about the acting, seeing the first one now, I like Julie Delpy much more than I like Ethan Hawke.
As an actor?
He's acting in the
as a-
first one
Okay. You mean
Because
just as
he's-
a performance?
as a performance because he's a young guy. He's
I don't
not
know.
doing much for me because I cannot relate to his character. I
I'm
was not
always-
that person.
But I'm only watching the first film in the light of the second film, so anything that you can say about the acting, I kind of excuse away as them being young, him being young.
Yeah, it works.
It works, in retrospectively maybe, but it works.
Yeah, but there's a lot more layers to them being older.
Yeah. The
And-
second film elevates the first one.
Yeah, I agree. And this is so rare. I cannot think of another film that.
There's barely, I mean, I'm sure there's,
No
people are
one-
gonna say Godfather Part 2 or whatever, but I think Godfather Part 2 is on par with the first one.
I don't think it's
It's
much better.
Yeah, it's just more Godfather.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you get a second film that makes I mean, sometimes you're surprised by how well a second film can stick to landing and not suck, which is different from what we're talking.
Yeah. No, we're talking
We're now
about.
talking about a second film that honestly makes the first one worth watching.
Yeah, I mean that was your experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking from experience in this case.
What would be an example of a?
Of a
I
second
guess-
film that elevates the first one.
I mean, I guess The Dark Knight is better than Batman Begins, but I don't
I'm
think
not
it
sure.
elevates
I'm not.
Batman Begins.
I just
don't
think
like
the Dark
Batman
Knight. I
Begins.
just think the Dark Knight Rises sucks
Yeah, it does.
and deflates everything before it. But I don't think. I think they're very different films, but they're kind of whatever's good or bad about them. I think it's
stands
about
on
the
its own.
Yeah, it kind of stands on its own. I definitely don't think that The Dark Knight elevates Batman Begins. Also, why are we talking about Batman? We were
Yeah,
just,
let's just
we
cut
were
that part
just
out.
talking about a grown-up movie about grown-ups talking, and now you want about Batman? Well, I can tell you that I like Avatar 2 more than Avatar 1, but how is this contributing to this conversation? There's definitely examples, but we can't really
I cannot think of
about
an
it.
example right
I
now.
haven't seen, there's so many films that I haven't seen, so who knows. But this is the biggest example that I can think of. It's also, it works as one big film, I think. If you look at the three films as like a super long film. And obviously Linklater is, I guess we can say that he's obsessed with the passage of time.
Yeah, it's
as
one of his
evidenced
recurring themes.
by this
sure.
series of films and also Boyhood.
Yeah.
Which
Boyhood is the big one. Of course.
as they were filming Boyhood, I actually thought that maybe it was going to be a secret sequel spin-off to these films
You
because
thought it was about
the boy,
Jesse's son?
yeah, and that who was it who played the wife in Boyhood?
Patricia Arquette, I think.
Yeah, I thought that maybe she would turn out to be the wife, but no, obviously that's not what happened.
Yeah. Would have been interesting though. It's a good
It
theory.
would have worked, I think.
Yeah.
It actually wouldn't have. Yeah, it would have worked pretty well, but I guess that's not what they did.
Anyway, Boyhood was interesting, but it's
I need
not
to
one of my
rewatch
favorite.
Boyhood. I remember liking it, but I also remember wanting to be way more excited about it than I ended up being.
I thought it was just fine. Well, let's talk about Linklater.
We should, for sure.
Uh,
I'll say this, if you make the Before trilogy, you can stop making movies. So as far as I'm concerned, he's probably one of the best American filmmakers ever. Now, he has also made a lot of films that I don't care about that much.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's kind of like Soderbergh in that he does whatever he likes, and sometimes it connects with a broader audience, sometimes it doesn't. But he doesn't care.
Except-
he just
yeah,
does
except-
his thing, which I respect.
With the exception, with the very, very sort of noticeable exception of his animated films, he's not somebody that you think of as a visual stylist. Like his films are very down to earth in their visual aesthetics, I think.
He's not a
Am I
flashy
missing out
director.
on something? I haven't seen the one that you recommended. Hitman?
It's no.
Is
It's,
it
there's nothing flashy about it.
He shoots things, and I say this in the kindest sense that I can say it, he shoots things functionally.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that this film wasn't beautiful. I think the second one especially.
Yeah, I love the halations and the light blooming.
Yeah.
It's trying to kind of capture that moment of the sun setting.
Yeah, Linklater is I don't know, it's one of those, he kind of sneaks up on you and ends up
Yeah.
becoming your favorite director you don't think about too often until you remember him and you're like, oh yeah, Linklater. He's like,
Of course, he's like
he's
done some great.
he's a part of my childhood now. He's a part of my, he's like one of the most influential filmmakers of my life.
Yeah,
Why don't
on my life personally.
Yeah, why don't I rush out to watch every new film that he makes?
Especially now the new one you respect, which you have zero interest.
I have zero interest in New Wave, Nouveau Vague, but I can't, sorry, I'm studying French and I can't pronounce it, but sorry. The one that he made about the shooting of Breathless. It might be good actually, I don't know. I mean, I'll see it at
I'll
some
see
point.
it.
But I'm just, why do we need another film about Godard? There was one recently that I didn't like, and maybe that's why I'm not too excited about it. But
Okay, do you want to go like chronologically from what we've seen?
yeah, sure, let's do it.
All I can say about the Hitman is it's Glenn Powell's like one-man show pretty much.
Okay, good.
You watch that film because he's great and he's doing all these kind of little impersonations and
Let's
characters.
open up IMDb. I'm gonna check out Linklater's filmography.
He has a lot of films,
He does.
and I've
let's talk
seen
without
only a few of them.
talking about, like, without going too in depth on them.
Yeah.
Let's say if we've seen them and if we like them.
Okay, so let's start with Slacker, I guess. His first one. What do you think of Slacker?
Well, it sure is an independent film made in the 90s. I've only seen it once, and I remember, and I've only seen it after I already saw Waking Life. And it's about a bunch of people sort of not hanging out, but the camera like goes from one person to another person, and you catch little snippets of conversations. And
Kind of Robert Altman-esque, the fact that there's so many characters and none of them is like central.
yeah, and they have like these pseudo-philosophical conversations that I don't remember loving. So,
Yeah,
but
it's-
it's obviously a super influential film. Obviously, it was incredibly influential on Kevin Smith when he made Clerks. It's an impressive film, but It's not one of my personal favorites.
Okay, and have you seen
Just-
Dazed and Confused?
I've
for
seen
example?
Dazed and Confused. I guess it's the American Graffiti of its time. I haven't seen American Graffiti. I remember not having a strong opinion on Dazed and Confused. Before Sunrise, which is the one right
Yeah.
after, obviously we like. Something called Suburbia. Have you seen this?
No. About Dazed and Confused, I've tried to see Dazed and Confused, and I got bored,
Okay.
and I decided it's not the time, and I've never gone back to it.
I don't think you ever will.
Probably not. It's. I mean,
Suburbia.
I love the '70s, but the whole hangout thing, it just.
You don't like movies like that are about.
I need something more.
Mhm.
Is the thing. I like hangout movies, but
You
I
like
need,
Licorice Pizza though.
I love Licorice Pizza, but again, like in this one, you have these characters kind of falling in love and having their personal
Oh.
drama, and you don't have that in Dazed and Confused from
Okay.
what I've seen. You know, just hanging out with characters is not
It's
enough
not
for
enough
me.
for you.
There
Okay,
needs
well,
to be
then
tension. There
This
needs to be something more.
disqualifies Slacker as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, it was
Suburbia, I
impressive,
haven't
but
seen. Have you seen Newton Boys?
no.
And then there's Waking Life. Now let's talk about Waking Life.
Yeah, Waking Life. So I have very strong opinions about Waking Life because at that time I was very into animation. I wanted straight out of high school. I wanted to be an animator, and I was teaching myself
How to do rotoscoping.
how to do rotoscoping on Flash even before Adobe bought Flash.
Wow.
So me and a friend shot a short film, which I tried to like rotoscope myself, very much trying to imitate the style of Waking Life, because I remember seeing it in high school and being very, very impressed by all of it, by the visuals of it, by this, just characters walking around talking about different things. It's so bizarre watching it now and seeing Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because the film is about. It's sort of whatever little plot there is. It's about a character who seems to be stuck in a dream, and he meanders in and out of different scenarios where he talks with different people. Sometimes he doesn't talk to them. Sometimes you just see them.
Yeah.
And it's different, real people, and some of it is. I mean, obviously, that Jesse and Celine appear for one scene.
And when I saw Waking Life, I have not seen those films, so I
it
had
didn't
no idea
mean
those characters were anybody.
Well,
didn't-
I read that as in between the first and the second film, they probably had many dreams about each other. So we're kind of dropping in on one of those dreams when you see them in
in
Waking
bed
Life.
together.
Yeah. My patience for. So okay, the film shows a plurality of opinions, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and my patience for some of those opinions, I think, has subsided. My patience for hanging out with a bunch of hippies who are high and their mind is blown and they talk about the universe. and-
the universe is like.
Yeah, my patience for that, as I've become a grumpy old 36-year-old person on the verge of death,
So
my patience for that has subsided. I don't know how you feel about
I mean,
that.
your patience with hippies have subsided pretty much the moment your late 20s ended.
I guess,
even
but,
before that.
but also even like, I don't know, I have to confess, for example, let's say 10 years ago, I'm not gonna make a case for myself 10 years ago, I used to watch the Joe Rogan podcast. He wasn't what he is today, let's just clarify, but he had a lot of wooey kind of people as guests, and even back then, like just 10 years ago, I had more patience for that. So, Alex Jones shows up in Waking Life.
Yeah, and Alex Jones was supposedly this
In a-
kooky character in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, who
Yeah.
everybody knew, and
Yeah.
nobody took him very seriously.
Yeah.
Columbine hadn't happened yet. I guess no, it must have happened because
Oh
this
no,
is 2003.
Columbine had happened. No, wait. Well, no, the thing to do with school shootings, to do with Alex Jones, was more about, what was the one that happened recently where he accused the kids?
Yeah. It wasn't Columbine.
That
sorry.
was way after Columbine.
Yes.
But
So-
regardless, he appears as a character in a non-critical way. He appears as a character that's interesting and kooky and maybe has some good points. That's the way the film frames him.
Yeah.
And it kind of sours it for me a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way he would know. Linklater
No,
would
for
know
sure.
whatever
I'm
happened.
just more
that was before
cautious.
turning the frogs gay.
Exactly.
That was before, the globalists.
I guess I'm more cautious about giving voice to kooky characters in your sort of non-fiction film because
You don't know what's gonna happen.
you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know.
It's not charming anymore in the world
It's
we
not
live in.
as charming as it was to me back then. Which is to take nothing away from how impressive the film looks visually. I think it's especially, it might not read as impressive these days because You can do a lot of rotoscoping a lot more easily
you can
nowadays.
use AI to do anything you
Yeah.
want, kind of. So the technical achievement of this is lost slightly, but for its time it was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And then you have, do we skip to Scanner Darkly?
No,
Talk about,
I want to go chronologically, and then
Okay.
we'll go back to. So let's talk about Tape. Tape is great, right?
Tape is pretty good. Yeah, it's based on a play, and it's Ethan Hawke again,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very good in the film. And it's just great. It's a good play, it's a good film.
It's also shot on DV. It's,
Yeah, some of it, not all of it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they switch.
To film?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't remember that. I remember it being like clearly influenced by Dogma 95.
I think it is. I think it very clearly is, but I'm pretty sure that, I mean, I've seen it once and it was years ago, but in my mind, we switch between the camera Ethan Hawke's character uses.
No, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm
it's
pretty
possible.
sure. Yeah, we'll have to rewatch it. I'm pretty sure the whole thing is shot on DV.
Okay,
And,
just give me 1 second, can you?
Okay, you want to check a trailer or something?
Yeah.
All right.
And of course we can cut this
Well.
out. I just need to, so,
You need to prove me wrong.
no, I need to know if I'm sane or not. 2002? 2003?
2001, I think. It's the same year as Working Life.
Okay, so, yeah, so I guess you're right, yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
A pretty good performance from, I mean, a great performance, I think, from Ethan Hawke. I think probably one of the better performances from Uma Thurman, right?
She's pretty good at it, yeah.
Yeah, am I remembering it right, I think?
I mean, she only shows up for like the later part of the film, so she doesn't have that much screen time, but she's good.
Tape is a good film.
Tape is a good film.
And then we have The School of Rock. Have you seen it?
I've seen The School of Rock. I know it's a beloved children's
Well,
classic.
It's probably the Linklater film that I've seen the most after the Before Trilogy. To be
Really?
honest. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
I have no strong feelings for School of Rock.
I think it's an adorable kids film. I think it's Jack Black
At his Jack Blackest?
at his least annoying Jack Blackest. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because sometimes he can also give a straight performance, and which is not necessarily a Jack Blackie performance. We'll actually get to one of those. But this is Jack Black at his Jack Blackest, least annoying.
Yeah. He's very charismatic and he's very adorable in this film. It's very likable.
I think it's a lovely film. And yeah, well, I mean, then we have Before Sunset, which is a
How
masterpiece.
old were you when you saw
School of Rock?
School of Rock?
Well, obviously older than the kids.
I know. I remember thinking it was very cute. And I remember some scenes from it.
I'll tell you how old I was. I think it would have been around the time when I was already into Tenacious D. And probably around the time when...
Have you seen High Fidelity yet? When you saw School of
I
Rock?
actually saw High Fidelity a bit later, I think. It also probably was around the time when I was excited about the upcoming Double Fine video game called Brutal Legend, starring Jack Black. So I was just like consuming a lot more Jack Black content than anyone does these days. And I think School of Rock is like a high mark for
For
Jack
his
Black.
career, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very cute little film. And then you have
Before Sunset.
which is a masterpiece,
Masterpiece.
which is one of the great American films
Yeah.
to my mind, of its time for sure.
Then we have something called Fast Food Nation. I've never seen it.
Nope.
Seems preachy, but I'm sure I would agree with it, with everything it says. I think it's one. It's a
Wasn't it a documentary?
no.
No.
It's
okay.
based on a non-fiction book, but it's a fictionalized story.
Okay.
And then we have A Scanner Darkly. I'm sure you have thoughts about A Scanner Darkly.
When I saw Scanner Darkly, I've already read some Philip K. Dick, and I read the novel before I saw the film.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the film, even though I was very impressed technically with the evolution of the Waking Life rotoscoping thing, I was a bit let down.
Mm.
I kind of wish that I saw the film first and then I read the book, because in my mind us being, filmmakers, it's always a problem.
You had an idea of
I had an idea
how
it
the
needs to
film
look
should
and
look.
what
Okay.
tone it should be going for. And in many ways, I think one of the problems of Scanner Darkly is that it's very obviously made by a huge fan.
Mhm.
And so maybe he should have changed some things that he didn't, because he wanted to keep everything. And also, I'm sorry to say it, but one of the things I didn't like about Scanner Darkly was Keanu.
Really? I think
Yeah.
it's one of his better, somewhat painted over performances.
I don't know, it just didn't work for me. This is me being a fan of the book and having a very strong opinion what tone it
Okay,
needs to
well,
have.
having
And
not Yeah.
forgotten most of it, so I cannot tell you what it needed to be. I only have this memory of seeing the film, thinking this was cool, but it's not what I would have done and what I would have wanted to see.
Having not read the book, I love Scanner Darkly. I think it's one of my favorite Linklater films. There's a great sadness in that film, which I'm sure is also present in the
Very
novel.
much so, yeah.
There's a great. I remember the ending. The ending is kind of stuck in my mind. The sacrifice that the character has to do without knowing. Like, I don't even remember the proper context of it, but I just remember the ending being this sort of
It's a downer.
melancholic,
For sure.
super sad thing. And
This field of flowers.
yeah, exactly. The field of
It's a beautiful visual for sure.
And I think Robert Downey is good in it. I think there's this actor that shows up in films every once in a while. The guy who takes the pills and has this, remember the section in the film where a guy tries to commit suicide and overdoses on drugs?
And he
And-
has
and
the
but-
angel
Yeah.
telling every sin he's on. He's great. I forgot his name, but he's very good.
And that scene is great, I think. And apparently it's taken verbatim from the novel.
It is. A
Yeah.
lot of things are taken verbatim from the novel, and
Yeah.
that's part of why sometimes it didn't quite work for me.
Okay.
But doesn't matter. But can we just open up? It's hard for me to talk about Scan Dark without also talking about Unraveled as an
Unraveled.
evolution.
What's
the TV
Unra-
series. Rosa Salazar.
It's not Unraveled, it's Unmade.
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's called Unmade. But yeah, I've only seen the first season.
Me too.
I did not feel like there needed to be a second season, so I never watched it, but
Yeah.
it might be good. I mean, it's great.
I think it's amazing. It's by the creator of BoJack Horseman, one of the
Mhm.
greatest things to ever have been put on television.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very emotional, and I think it was a very good evolution of this Linklaterish kind of
Rotoscoping thing.
rotoscoping
Which might
thing.
be dead now in the world of AI.
Unfortunately, yes.
Are you double checking if it's called Unmade?
Yeah. Not because I'm doubting you, just because...
Not to be confused with Unsane by Soderbergh, but I'm pretty sure it's called Unmade.
Undone. We're both...
Oh, we're both wrong.
It's
Undone?
called Undone.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's very good. And it's about a character who might be experiencing paranormal things or might be
Developing
schizophrenic.
schizophrenia, yeah.
And it's
Or
kind of
maybe
open
both,
to
yeah.
interpretation, or it's maybe both, but she's from indigenous descent, so
It talks about the way different cultures
see people with
mental
illnesses,
conditions or mental illnesses. Or,
yeah. And it was very good. The first season was so good.
yeah,
And-
I should check out the second season.
I started watching it. I saw the first episode, and I felt like I didn't need to watch it. Maybe I need to get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was about her sister developing kind of the same thing,
Mm-hmm,
and I kind of didn't feel like I needed
right.
this
Yeah,
wrinkle.
yeah.
Anyway, the first season is amazing. I highly recommend
Yeah,
it.
it was my favorite thing. I mean, the year that it came out, I think I sort of ranked it as my favorite piece of media from that year. But I haven't checked it out since then, so I should rewatch it for sure. Then we have me and Orson Welles. I haven't seen that. Have you seen
Me
it?
too, but I think we've seen the scene
Which scene?
of the actor who plays Orson Welles.
Is it like one scene that's considered the scene? I don't know.
I remember this actor playing Orson Welles being like very hyped. I mean, it was talked about
As
the
a great
actor
Orson Welles.
as a
and
great
then-
Orson Welles impersonation. Yeah.
And did you agree?
Well, I haven't seen the whole film,
Okay.
so it's kind of hard.
Well,
to
you know who
just-
does a great Orson? Is friend of this podcast.
Yeah.
We've already mentioned him in a
Yes.
previous episode, and I should really look up his name right now. Hold
Yeah.
on, give me a second.
friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Tom Burke, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite character actors working currently.
I know, it's amazing, and he's so versatile.
He was in Furiosa.
and I would
I
never.
forgot that he was in. When we talked about Black Bag, I actually forgot that he was in Furiosa playing a kind of Mad Max-ish kind of character.
The best Mel Gibson.
He could have been Mad
he,
Max.
he could have been a very good Mad Max. If,
Tom Burke, you've also seen him in, obviously Black Bag. You've seen him in Mank, which is not a movie that I like, but he does a great Orson Welles.
Great Orson Welles.
And you might have seen him in the British series Utopia, which I think is where he started.
I
Playing,
don't remember him.
I really don't like Utopia, but that's a separate topic.
Great soundtrack though.
Yes, for sure. Anyway, back to Linklater.
Have you seen any of the, because he was in the Cormoran Strike adaptations, if I remember correctly.
Which adaptations?
Cormoran Strike? J.K. Rowling's detective
no, I haven't.
stuff.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate, you know.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling slowly devolving into a turf and a horrible, horrible person.
Nah, we
Very
can appreciate Tom
bad
Burke
agenda.
without watching whatever that is.
Yeah.
So after me and Orson Welles, we have Bernie. Bernie, have you
I
seen
haven't
it?
seen it. No, tell me about it.
I've watched it once, and it's interesting. It's about a real life story of a man who I don't remember the details of the plot, but it's about a man who kills a woman, and but not like in a moment of. I mean, the film frames it as it was based on a real story of a guy who was like a pillar of the community. Everybody loves him. Everybody thought he was a great guy, very soft-spoken. And he was stuck in this sort of toxic relationship with an older woman who kept abusing him, which doesn't excuse in any way the fact that he ends up murdering her. And the film is about that story. And it's Jack Black delivering a performance that he
The
hasn't...
least Jack Black is.
Yeah, and it's probably his best acting, maybe. It's a bit jarring because you have to kind of put aside everything that you think about him and sort of take him as an actor. But I remember being impressed. And also it has Matthew McConaughey in an early McConaissance era performance, back when he, like at the point where he started making good movies. But yeah, Bernie is interesting. You should check it out.
I should.
Then there's Before Midnight, amazing, great. And then Boyhood. I want to say it's amazing, but I think
I
it
don't
should.
think it's amazing.
I think it's not as good as it should have been. Very ambitious. It was shot over 10 years, in little snippets every year, I guess.
It's a very Linklater film.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of this meandering, vibey, hangouty thing that it's very unobtrusive in its messaging, and it's not signaling something. You know, there isn't a message that it's trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You're just left to interpret things
Mm-hmm.
and about just kind of not revel, but just exist in this space and time with these characters. This is what he loves.
Mm-hmm.
This is something he's gone back time and time again, and it's heightened up because of being shot over so many years. But watching the film, I've only seen it once. I did feel it wasn't enough for me as a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. I think I see what he's going for, but there's an element to elevate it.
Yeah,
past
that's missing.
Yeah, you see, you know that the parents are divorced. You see this kid growing up, spending time with both of them. You see kind of their struggles and their relationships of the parents between each other. And he grows up and he becomes I don't know if he becomes a man exactly, but you see this kind of, you know, when you talk about, it's the most literal coming of age film
Yeah.
possible. But even though there's great moments and there's great acting by Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette, the boy's fine. Nothing against him, but you watch it because of Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette. I did feel like there was something missing.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't this kind of thing that you haven't like before.
Yeah, there was
Sunrise.
no moment of where it becomes transcendent somehow.
Yes.
And comes together.
It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
impressive, but it's not more than the sum of its parts.
Mm-hmm.
Is my feeling about Boyhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't feel the need to see it again. I don't
Ooh.
feel like I'm missing anything.
Okay. I skipped over the remake of Bad News Bears, but I haven't seen it.
What is that?
It's a remake of an old American sports film.
Never heard of it.
Okay. I think it's with Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
And then we have Everybody Wants Some. I have no idea what this is. And this is after Boyhood, we enter into the era where I stopped watching Linklater films.
I've seen Where'd You Go, Bernadette, and it wasn't good.
Okay. Like actually not good or just not?
I mean, there's something was off about that.
Okay.
I mean,
Last
Kate
Flag
Blanchett
Flying.
is great.
Don't
but-
know what that is as well.
Can I just
Yeah.
say a few words about
Bernadette?
Where'd You Go, Bernadette?
Okay.
In a way, it feels like Linklater was trying to do a Wes Anderson film, and it wasn't working out.
Uh-huh.
It's quirky, it's colorful. We have Kate Blanchett, who's kind of always good, and it's quirky in a way that kind of felt forced,
Mm-hmm.
and just something fundamentally didn't click. I feel in the
Mhm.
film. I would never even assume it was a Linklater film. It didn't really have any of his, like, he's not like a very visual director other than the animation stuff.
Yeah.
As you said, he's very functional. He doesn't do anything flashy with editing. Or
So when he tries, doesn't kind of falls flat, maybe.
No,
or-
my thinking is it's not immediately clear if you're watching a Linklater film. You wouldn't recognize the Linklater film from a single shot. You need to
That's
watch it and then you're
probably
gonna
true.
feel like,
Yeah.
you know, I can kind of start seeing the style.
Mhm.
So I would never have assumed that Where Did You Go, Bird? That is a Linklater film. I think it's one of his
Least good.
least interesting films to
Well, I've seen this one, Apollo 10 and a half,
see. Yeah?
and it's his least interesting animated film.
Okay, that's
And I
unfortunate.
didn't like it. I remember watching it and enjoying it up to a certain point, and then it just kind of lost me. And it's definitely not one of the good ones. Then there's Hitman, which you say is good.
Hitman is nothing amazing, but it's very enjoyable.
Okay.
It's funny. Glenn Powell is very good. It's kind of his time to shine and just try different accents and different makeups and different characters, and it works. It's very likable. It's kind of black comedy-ish. It's nothing life-changing. It's nothing that elevates it. I think it's gonna be, without seeing Bernie, I would say it's kind of on that kind of level.
Okay.
It's worth seeing. It's nothing.
Amazing.
It's nothing amazing.
I don't know what Blue Moon is.
No idea what Blue Moon is.
And then there's the upcoming Nouvelle Vague, which I've heard good things about.
I'm gonna see it. Just why not?
Apparently what it does is it actually shows the making of Breathless in a very sort of casual way. Like it shows it as a bunch of guys trying to make a movie together without, guys and girls trying to make a film together without realizing that at all that they're making something important.
That sounds cool.
So it's a casual movie about,
I mean,
dudes and
Linklater
gals
is the
making films.
most casual person.
yeah.
And so I like this idea. I like if these people not realizing they're making history. They're just fooling around, trying
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, we'll give it a shot. So from this list, I don't love any of this as much as I love the Before trilogy.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting. Yeah, even Scanner Darkly, I would say nothing stands out as much as the Before movies.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's that about?
I don't know. And again, as you said, the first one would not be standing out as much if the second one wasn't.
So
and the third one weren't so
maybe Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke are the unsung heroes of. I mean, they're pretty well
Pretty sung.
praised. We're pretty sung.
good. Pretty well sung.
They
I
got
think.
nominated for Oscars for both Before Sunset and Before Midnight. But maybe there's something about the three of them coming together.
Yeah.
And we should say Julie Delpy is actually an accomplished director in France. And she's written a lot more than Ethan Hawke, for example. I should check out her stuff.
Yeah, I have not seen a film with her that she directed. I've seen her in Three Colors White, Krzysztof Kieslowski's film,
Okay.
and she's great there. She's pretty much great in everything I've seen. It's not much. I'm always happy to see her. But yeah, we should absolutely check out some of her directorial work as well. It's
But
an
also-
omission we need to rectify.
And also Ethan Hawke has actually directed films and he's written other stuff other than these films. So maybe it's just a match made in heaven, the three of them getting together. Because it's, now that I've seen the list, it's like, I like these movies way more than everything else he's ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
It like stands out noticeably now that maybe when I was a teenager, I would have also put Waking Life in there. Not anymore though, so interesting. Sometimes, a great film is not just about who directs it. It's about the collaboration, it's about the writers, and it's about who comes together.
Yeah, it's about the perfect team, the perfect cast of
Yeah.
collaborators working together.
So easily, I mean, I don't think these retrospective episodes count, but if we had to make a tally of the best films we've seen so far for the podcast, easily this is the best one probably.
Oh yeah, sure, but you have the perspective of time.
Yeah.
You know this is a proven classic. You know this is something that...
Well, without spoiling, we're going to be doing more of these episodes because apparently this is the best year for film in Bulgaria ever.
Yes.
We're getting a bunch of retrospective screenings and there's going to be a lot more gushing to come, I think, in a future episode.
I'm excited for a lot of the things we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
I guess 95 was a very good year for movies.
Maybe. Also, I want to say, it felt so weird. The audience was kind of well behaved this time around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh,
at
the
least
second one,
around
sure.
me, nobody was sort of shouting or talking too much. And I was really impressed. There was a moment where I was watching the film and then I got a little distracted and I looked at the people. Everybody was quiet and looking at the film. And I was shocked because I don't remember the last time in my life, other than maybe at some festival screening, where I saw a film on the big screen that's about people talking to each other and having grown-up conversations. Not a single explosion, not a single high concept idea. And the audience was watching, paying attention, and it's kind of sad. Like, this is what movies can be.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that it's something
Like,
that...
these movies are not, they're not obscure art house movies meant to be played in festivals. These are mainstream films. And this is what mainstream films can be.
This is what they used to be, for the most part.
Well, probably not this good all the time, but...
Yeah, but this, the scale of it, I guess, the stakes of it, just human drama, just human emotion.
It felt almost jarring that I was watching this film in a theater and not at home by myself.
Yeah.
And people were enjoying it, I think.
Very much so, especially the second one, because the first one maybe it was because of the way I was sitting, but there was a girl next to me who was like eating something, and then she had like some chains or something that
She had like
clickety clacking. It was very distracting. There were some people behind me who were talking.
Man, people are gonna think we're the film screening police.
Yeah, I know. I want to be the the film cop. But you know, I remember a time where it wasn't like that. And I know
Phones,
we talk
man.
about this.
Phones, that's the big one.
I guess everybody gets distracted. Everybody gets progressively just losing the awareness of people around them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about manners, because even older people who presumably had good manners, something has changed in its fact that they're kind of solipsistically stuck in their own heads and with their phones, and they have lost any perception of an awareness of people around them and their needs of the people around them. But the second one was great. The only problem with the second one was that the cinema we watched it in, there's a bar as part of it, and you can, in the quiet parts, you can kind of hear the music.
Yeah, okay, well that's
but I got over it.
Unfortunate, but what can you do about that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm really happy. I'm really happy that we watched this
I'm so happy.
in a big screen.
I'm so happy to see, especially
I was skeptical
the
at
second
first because I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch these two films that I know by heart. I'm gonna watch them again on a big screen. But no, it was definitely worth it. Definitely.
It was. I remember seeing the first one the first time and feeling like, okay, this is nice, but I didn't really care about this until the very end. And watching the ending of the first one, I do feel like, especially with this kind of classical, kind of Baroque music, there's a lot of tension, there's some dread building up.
Yeah.
Which, and then you can see him kind of smiling and thinking about, and you revisit the places that you were just there, but now it's daylight. But I really like this tension building. It's kind of like the ending of The Graduate.
Okay.
In the bus.
Okay.
This kind of thing. They should be happy, but there's something
lingering.
There's something lingering that something might not work out.
Yeah. And it's good because they probably didn't plan ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sure they didn't know exactly. They had no plans on making sequels.
At this point, probably not.
So the fact that it works, even though it wasn't even planned to be a trilogy, the fact that it's one of the best ones ever, it's a small miracle.
It's a small miracle, and I'm so
it's one of the best
glad
American
it
films
exists.
ever.
And I'm so happy to see it on the big screen. It is one of the great American films, for sure.
Yeah.
And if for whatever reason you're listening to this and you haven't seen any of these films, what are you doing? Please do.
Why you're still listening and not watching them?
You could be watching those films right now.
Yeah.
Switch off.
You like listening to people walk around and talk about stuff, then watch these films.
Yeah, Linklater's your guy.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I don't know if I have anything to add about the films.
I mean, I'm surprised we had this much to add, I hope.
Yeah, because I introduced the let's talk about his entire filmography thing. Hopefully it works.
Yeah. So can we just say bye for now?
There's an annoying car alarm going off in the background, so this is our cue to sign off. And join us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Jesus.
Cinema Strolls is an independent podcast brought to you by Hot Potato Studio.
Hosted by me, Roman Pesarov.
And me, Angel Radev.
Production, graphic design and editing by me, Noura Al-Kadri. Music by Angel Radev.
You can find us everywhere at Cinema Strolls. Follow us on Instagram and support us on Patreon and Ko-fi.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Make sure to rate us, it really helps our show.